I think I was the cockiest little kid.
Were you?
Even until like I was 9. I mean, I would break dance and I thought I was like the best kid. I would just be jumping. It'd be like, I would see everybody doing like moves that they would, like the teacher would tell them to do, and I would just like, I'd be doing something different, and I think I'd be doing it so much better, but I look trash. Like I look stupid.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming back to One-on-One with myself, Kristian Harloff. And this is my sit-down interview show, if you didn't know that already. And if you're listening to it on audio, thank you very much. Make sure you rate and give us a nice little comment there in the feed. That's very helpful. And if you're watching on the YouTubes, and leave a comment, hit the like, do all that stuff. And if it's your first time joining us, well, subscribe. Check out all of our content. We've got a lot of good stuff. Now, last week I had a chance to sit down with someone you're all very familiar with in Mara Canopik, and more of the inside circle and side of the Schmodown itself. And now I went a little bit outside, and there's a brand new movie directed by Jonah Hill, who you all know. It's a movie called Mid90's. And the star of the film is a 13-year-old kid named Sonny Suljic, who was 11 years old at the time he shot the film. And this kid has the chops, and he's also a professional skater, and we talked about everything. And as most kids are, he's pretty freaking honest and says what's on his mind, and talks about how he was living in Atlanta. His family, moved him out to become an actor, and his mom moved him out to become an actor. And it's a really cool story to hear what he went through, the trouble he got himself into as a little kid, again, as little kids get into. And that's it. So it's a really cool little interview. I loved the movie, so I love talking to Sonny, and I hope you enjoy it too. So again, comment, rate, subscribe, do all that stuff, and we'll see you soon. All right, guys, welcome back to One-on-One with me, Kristian Harloff, and I've had some great guests on this show, and I had the pleasure of seeing a movie yesterday, to be completely honest with you, and it's called Mid90's. Jonah Hill, everybody knows Jonah Hill. He directed and wrote the movie, and I got the star of the movie sitting with me right now from Mid90's. And so, Sonny Suljic is here. And Sonny, how you doing, man? You just chilling?
Doing great.
You doing good? I loved you in this movie, man.
Thank you so much.
You went to places that... Let me ask, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 13.
And you're 13. Because that's what... The character's supposed to be, what, 12 or 13?
Yeah, you're 13.
And when you shot this movie, you were, what, 12?
I was 11.
You were 11 when you shot this movie.
I was 11 at the time, yeah.
Dude, I watched you lose your innocence in this movie. It's crazy. Like, you really, so let me talk to you about that, because this movie, it's pretty raw.
Yeah.
When you get this script and you read it, like, is there any hesitation from the family? Do you want to do this right away? Are you allowed to read the script right away? How's this, tell me the process in this thing.
I didn't have any hesitation. I was just so excited to be in a film with Jonah Hill.
Right.
Just Jonah.
Yeah.
Jonah directed it, wrote the script, everything. And I think the only time that I could have been hesitant, but I didn't really put too much thought into it, is because a lot of skating movies aren't really just like portrayed weird and just over-exaggerated. But not only is it just it's not really about skating, it's a message through skating. It's a message of life through skating.
Well, it's how he kind of finds himself.
Yeah, exactly.
He finds himself through it because he's going through a very troubled time. And we'll talk about that as well too. The opening scene, really tough, man. And I heard
that was the first scene we shot too.
All right, so tell me how much of this is true and how much of this is false. So I heard that Lucas Hedges, that he really beat the crap out of you, because I had
to force him to.
Why is that?
Because he's the nicest person ever.
Yeah.
Like, not because he's just like a co-star, like I worked with him. It's just like he's the nicest person I've ever met.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell if someone is not really like genuine, or they like kind of like fake nice, and it's just like kind of makes you uncomfortable. But Lucas is the best.
He's just like a big brother you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So
he's too nice, and almost for a lot of the scenes, I was just like, just throw me. Just like, I didn't really, for any of the scenes, I wasn't hesitant. I was just like, this is Jonah's film. It's the first time he's ever directed a film. It's his first movie.
You want to give him everything you got.
Yeah, I want to give him everything I got, because it's also on me. Like, if I had terrible acting or anyone else, it just would have, It's disrespectful. It's disrespect.
I appreciate that that mindset for sure. But when you go, because that opening scene, like when it starts, I mean, that's the first thing you see. So you get flown through the air, you go into the you're into the wall, and it's like this thud, and you can't fake that. You hurt yourself?
No.
No, not once. Because he ever whack you once, and you're like, oh, that was a good one.
Okay, I might have slightly hurt myself, but if I don't remember me actually being hurt, then it didn't hurt that bad.
Then it wasn't that bad.
If you want to make it believable, you have to just throw yourself.
Well, sure, because you're getting into it, and you also want to be able to take that emotion on with you too, because of what the scene is. This poor kid is getting, because what it is the dynamic is that your older brother's pretty sad, and there's a lot of stuff going on in his life too, and he takes that out on you. And it's inside of that, then you need to start going to find yourself the music in this movie.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Listen, man, this is the type of music for me when I was like Jizza and all the stuff that Jonah was using inside of the thing. It spoke to me, it reminded me of being a kid.
What's your favorite song by Jizza?
I actually just listened to all Liquid Swords not too long
Yeah,
ago.
I was just listening to that. I was just listening to it.
Because the album itself, that's what it is. And there's so many songs. That particular album came out in 95, that album. And I remember listening to that when I'm like a lot older than you are. And I remember listening to that album, and that was one that hit. And you could tell the music that Jonah used through this entire thing. It set the stage. I felt like it was in the mid-90s. There were subtle references in there too. I mean, from the opening of your bed sheets and everything too. So, what kind of research did you do, if any, about the 90s? Because you're probably like you said, you're 13, so born in 2000. So, what would you do for the 90s research?
Well, I mean, we watched a lot of skate videos. We listened to a lot of the music.
Yeah.
But another main reason that Jonah also wanted to set it in the 90s, not only because it's a cool era in that time period, but just because there weren't any, like, cell phones. So there was just more communication just by force. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can't fidget with your phone. Like, if you're getting into, like the scene with, like, me and Ray.
Yeah.
That usually wouldn't occur. I would just be on Instagram and like sneak dissing. I mean, I'd be on like Twitter just like sneak dissing, like, oh, this kid's weird.
Right.
But there's just actual conversations at that time, and just you're forced to just talk, and that's like the interesting thing to do. You're either skating or you're getting into like crazy conversations, or would you rather?
Right.
A lot of those parts.
Did a lot of those things happen because this group? Because you guys did have that. You could tell that bond was there, the friendship, because you needed to. There's this group of a total of, was it 5 of you? And there's a total of 5 of you guys. And when it starts out, you're trying to get into the group, and you're trying to figure out a way in, and you got to get in with the troubled kid first, who's giving you all the wrong advice, and then you're watching over these, and then the 2 older kids who are really, he got fuck shit, by the way, he's a pro skater, or Ray's the pro skater?
Ray.
Ray's the pro skater. Okay.
Well, are you talking about in the film or?
No.
Outside of the film.
In the film, I know that Ray wants to be.
Ray wants to. Okay,
correct.
yeah. Okay, so Knockhell.
Yeah.
He's pro for fucking awesome.
Yeah. That's
all right. Yeah, so he's pro for fucking awesome. Olin is at pro level. I mean, he was on this company before, but I mean, some stuff happened. But Ryder. I can't even.
That's cool.
Ryder and I are on the same company, Legal Civ.
Yeah.
And Ryder's AM for it, so it's just like a step under being pro. I mean, pro is just your name's on the board and you get a percentage out of that. But when you're AM, you're still getting paid, just like not as much, and it's just. Yeah,
because that's what I mean. Because you've not, this isn't your only time skating in a film, also. Because you also there was the Joaquin Phoenix movie as well, too.
Yeah,
right?
That was like a minute.
Still, but still, the fact that you.
Yeah, and it was in the 80s.
Yeah, right.
It was the 80s and the 90s,
so
and I had the voice.
You're skating in the period pieces. It's kind of starting to become your
MO. all the films I'm just gonna be starting because actually one of my first films was called 1915, and it was in the 1915.
Wow.
Of the Armenian genocide.
Yeah. Wow.
So I think every film I'm just gonna go either. I don't think I'm gonna do any current films. It's just gonna be like. I don't know. Next one's probably gonna be like 1890 or something because I had to light candles. I had to go in like the elevators in that time period and all of that. It was like it was crazy.
Well, you've been doing. I mean, so again, for at 13 years old, you've had your career already, man. Like you stand out. I mean, today the publicist asked me, he said, "What'd you think of the film?" I said, "I really enjoyed it." I said, "The thing with you is you got a lot of charisma, and like you pop out, and even the movie, and I'm gonna butcher the name of the movie, and you can correct me on it. The one with Jack Black is The House with the Clock in its walls."
No, yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, good.
The House with the Clock in its walls. Yeah,
I got it. You stood out. I saw the movie, and I didn't know what it was.
Thank you so much.
Well, I didn't know it was going to be Goosebumps, so I didn't know what to expect when I saw the movie. And I was like, and then here you are, you're running for like the class election, you befriend this kid, and I'm like, oh man, and now he's a dick. I was like, oh man, but you know what? But you pulled it off and you did it well. But I remembered you, and I was like, and that's what you got to do when you're coming out is you getting all these roles. Is it intimidating to you, or you're getting excited about all these roles, Jerry? Because you're getting a lot of work thrown your way.
I forget.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to me. I was doing a Q&A, and it was like the first day the movie was out, October 19th. Well, now it's officially out nationwide, 26th. But, yeah, they were like, yeah, you can also just watch Sonny's movie, just take, like, a couple of steps and just be in the next scene. And I was like, whoa.
You forgot that it was
I forgot.
out. Yeah,
even, I mean, now that all of this is out, it's still, it's insane.
Surreal. Yeah,
like, I'm the face of the poster. I never thought that was going to happen. I was actually... So, we finished the scene at the school, and I was just skating around, like, offset because I was just, like... I just wanted to skate. I was skating flat ground, just, like, practicing tricks. And then a photographer came, and he was like, yo, let's just take a photo real quick. And I turn, and I take the photo, and then that's the photo for the poster.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it was just, like, I had no clue what I was doing.
Yeah.
It was not planned out. I just turned, and...
You were just doing your thing. Yeah, that's cool, man. So let's talk a little bit about you though too. So where are you from originally?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
You're from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
So how do you get started in all this craziness? Have you just start skating back in
Yeah,
Atlanta?
I started skating. I started skating, like I started skating when I was 3.
Okay, 3 years old.
Yeah,
Who
3
taught
years
you how to
old.
skate?
Me.
You just wanted to
Self-taught.
do it. Get out of here. 3 years old.
Yeah, I mean my mom thought skating was pretty cool, so I got a board, and I would literally skate for 10 hours until I got like forced out of the park.
Wow.
And my mom would just stay there. She'd be like, she was so committed.
Cool with it. She saw you doing
my
it,
whole family was committed to skating. They were just like, my sister would come, she would do her homework at the skate park.
Wow.
And in Atlanta, it's usually like, it's either like 100, it's 100 degrees, or it's like
Yeah, I lived in Tallahassee, so it's, for a little bit, and so it's not too far away. But yes, okay. So they were supportive of it, and you're picking it up. And how? So at what point do you know? Like, I'm pretty good at this. I'm good at skating. You knew it right away. We picked it up at like 3 or 4 years old. Because that's crazy to do. My daughter.
I think I was the cockiest little kid.
Were you?
Even until like I was 9. I mean, I would break dance, and I thought I was like the best kid. I would just be jumping. It'd be like, I would see everybody doing like moves that they would, like the teacher would tell them to do, and I would just like, I'd be doing something different, and I think I'd be doing it so much better, but I look trash. Like, I look stupid.
But you had confidence.
But, okay, yeah, I definitely had I had a lot of confidence. So with skating, I don't even remember. I do remember. Also, I think a time where I realized that skating was my thing.
Yeah.
And what really pushed me to do it is I was probably like 4 or 5. And there was this ledge at the skate park, and this like 20-year-old guy, I don't know how old he was. I was trying to board side the ledge, and it was pretty tall. And that's like a pretty difficult trick, especially from like in that time. I mean, it was like, doesn't sound like it's a while ago, but that was like 2010. And I was younger, so like even that trick was pretty difficult. And the guy was like, oh, I think you're too small to do it. And I was like, bet. And I landed the next try.
It's very similar to your character. Your character's very similar
yeah,
to the movie,
exactly.
Too.
So I think usually when people are like, no, you can't do it, that's what motivates me. But at the same time, I don't know. But
yeah,
I think I realized when I learned how to kickflip. Because when you learn how to kickflip, it probably takes like, I think 9 months.
To learn how
to
do
just
it?
like.
So explain to the audience that doesn't know what a kickflip is. Tell it.
Okay, a kickflip is like an ollie, but you're flipping the board once.
Okay.
It's so hard for me to explain.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, so number 1, get the Mid90's tech decks. Get the Mid90's tech decks, and then I could show you how to kickflip. Okay. Okay, so a kickflip is, I mean, in the film, Owen did a kickflip in the beginning where he's at the skate shop. But what it is, let's say the arrowhead's right here.
Okay.
And this would be an ollie,
Okay.
and it doesn't turn at all, but I have to position my foot to flick it out to the right. So I would flick it out, and then it would spin once.
Lands. Okay, cool.
Lands.
All
Okay.
right.
That was
took you
the
like 7-8 months to
that
do
was a terrible description of what a kickflip is, but hopefully you have an understanding.
I get an idea.
Yeah.
I get an idea. So, but you, and it took you a while to get it. And that when you started really getting your confidence,
Yeah,
you did this at 5 or 6.
I think the 9 months took. It wouldn't just be like I learned how to ollie and then it took 9 months to kickflip.
Right.
What it was is it took me skating, like probably when I was like 6 or 7. That's when I like actually understood how to ollie. And that's like when I got a little older to understand like what I was actually doing. Because when I was like 3 or 4, I would just be rolling down on like ramps. But I mean, 6 or 7, that's when I learned how to ollie. And then from the beginning of me learning how to ollie, then like kickflip came.
So you're in Atlanta when you're learning all this,
Yeah.
and then so when does the acting come into play? Because do you wind up kind of falling into it in school, or what happens?
No,
How do you get involved?
acting came around the time with skating. Like around the time probably with the kickflip, like
Around
maybe
the-
like
okay.
7. Oh, what the heck? My bad.
Dude, I do it
That
all
was
the time.
crazy,
I do it all the time. Trust me.
bro. My
Yeah.
stomach burped. That was weird. All right.
Perfect. So, all right. So, what happens then? How do you get involved in it? It has nothing to do with school. You're just kind of looking for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I grew up watching like films from the 80s and 90s. I would watch The Shining. I'd watch Austin Powers. I'd watch
At how old were you watching The Shining?
like 5, 6, or 7. I mean, because think about it,
Yeah.
Danny.
Yeah.
You know the kid for Danny in
You
Shining.
look like Danny.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
when I was small, I looked like Danny.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was like, if this kid could do it, and he did it really well, bro.
Yeah.
Like the Tony thing, I would always do that. But yeah, around that time, I was just like, I want to do it, and obviously with skating, and also like my mom, she was like, for sure, like let's get into
It
it.
seems like your mom very supportive.
Very supportive.
and
Very
and
supportive.
you
She got me here.
Yeah, she knows your talent. I mean, she's obviously she's watching the skateboarding. She's paying attention to skateboarding. She's letting you do that. She's getting you encouraged with the acting. And what's the
Yeah.
first gig when you're acting and you're doing it in Georgia? Yeah.
No.
You're not.
First gig, I met with. Okay, this is a blurry memory.
Yeah.
But I went with John Casablancas, and it's not a management or agency. It's a thing to, I guess, to just get out there and get recognition from managers and agents.
It's an
so
online
then,
thing.
No. It was
Okay.
this place that you would go to, and then I think they would like post it online. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna look into it. I don't know. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
So they were like, let's take you out to Los Angeles, and we want you to just like, it's basically an IMTA, where they wanted me to go out to IMTA in Los Angeles, and that's where managers and agencies like scout for kids or adults, young adults, I don't know.
And you're about 8 at this time.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
about 7 or 8,
Okay.
and I got with Jesse, Monster Talent Management, Bob and Jesse.
Okay.
And the minute we got there, I was just like, they were like, all right, you're going to move out to LA right now. And I was like, for sure. And my mom was like, let's do it.
So there was no hesitation. It was like, let's go.
No.
So it's just
Because when we visited LA, the
Yeah.
first time, it was like, Atlanta is the worst place.
you didn't.
I hate Atlanta.
Oh, really?
I hate Atlanta.
Okay.
It's the worst place. It's the weather's trash. It's unpredictable. You could be wearing, and everything's just so far. It's like there's so much
gets
like
hot.
distance, and it's just super quiet. And that's just, I mean, some people like it, some people don't. I'm definitely more of a city person.
Just wasn't for you.
Yeah, definitely not for me.
So you wanted to come out to LA. You visit for the first time. You love it. Your mom goes, "Let's do it." And you, again, believing in you. And you guys, you said you have how many siblings?
I have one sibling,
You have one sister. Okay.
Alex Suljic. Yeah,
And so
he's very talented.
okay. And so Alex comes out with you also. The family. So dad.
Dad came out not too supportive.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
Fair enough.
You know,
Okay, we'll move on.
Dad.
So that's all good. So then we get to LA, and as we're in LA now, and you're starting to do now you're starting to get into it. Now it's realized you.
yeah. So Bob and Jesse auditioned. First audition, I got it. First audition ever, and Bob was.
What'd you get? Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, it was Criminal Minds.
Oh, cool.
It was just like it was a
man.
little segment. It was just like a one maybe like 10 seconds of me.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was for the resume.
Well, you don't seem like you get intimidated by much. Did you got a lot of confidence for, again, doesn't matter, 10, 20, 30 year
That
old
definitely boosted my ego.
Yeah, because you get on set. Well, yeah, you get that.
Because the first audition, and Bob was like, wow, that's the craziest thing. I haven't seen that in like 25 years. So my ego went up 100%, right. Especially me thinking that I'm the best breakdancer and skater. So my head got big.
So what do you mean? So you just go. Does that help though? Does that help with the auditions? Going
yeah.
But so you get in there, then you get this. And it seems to be the right decision.
Yeah.
So mom and sister is an actress also.
No, I mean she decided it was a phase where she kind of wanted to get into like modeling, acting. But then it just like wasn't her thing. But she's really, really good in school. Like she's in all AP classes, and she's actually I think she wants to get in film, like being a director.
Directing stuff,
yeah, because I mean she's like made like short films before, and it's not like the short films that you see on YouTube that are super
low budget.
Budget, you know, kind of.
Right. She puts a lot of effort into it.
Yeah, it's actually good. Like not because like our family's pretty honest.
Yeah.
Very honest. We're very frank, and we just, you know.
Well, that probably helps. That probably helps too. Like
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like pity. I don't like sympathy at all.
Right.
At all. I mean, if I were to go in auditions for like Disney, they'd be like, "You're doing great, bud. Like you got it," and then I just don't get cast in, and they're like, "It's the worst audition." That's more hurtful than them just being straight up. You know what I mean?
You want just total.
Well, I'm not saying directly Disney. I mean, I don't.
I see what you're saying. I know you mean. You want honesty.
100%.
You'd rather someone go that didn't work right off the bat as opposed. I mean, this happens. I've talked to. I mean, a lot of actors have been doing this forever, and it's the same thing. It's like, tell me in the room what I need to improve on, because then I can go and improve on it, as opposed to saying that was great, and then I hear from my agent going, you was terrible. It's like, just tell me straight in the room. That way I can learn. Yeah, I get it. Now, when you're so now as it's really moving along, and what's the first big one that you hit, and then you go, yeah. Well, first of all, before we can get into that, school. When you move into school here, what's the transfer like over from when you go into school? Are you homeschooling? Are you going to school? What's it like?
No, I think the school, for the most part, I didn't really care.
No?
I was with school. It wasn't really much of a problem. I got with the school right away because it was actually a perfect time. It was like close to the end of the year, so it didn't really matter at that point. And then I like kind of went in. So I went to Fairburn.
Elementary?
Yeah,
Dude,
Fairburn Elementary.
My daughter went there.
Oh, really?
My daughter went there for kindergarten. And that's crazy.
Yeah, I went there I went there for third and then a little bit of fourth.
Did you really? That's
yeah.
Nuts. Okay.
No, I think I just went there for third.
Okay.
And then I actually got suspended there.
What'd you do?
Can
you talk about it? Don't talk about it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's funny. So, I was a terrible kid.
Yeah.
I would always get sent to the principal's office, but I pantsed the kid, and he didn't have boxers on.
Oh.
So he was full stripping it. He was out there.
Okay.
And I mean, like the police came to the principal's office saying it's sexual harassment. I was in fourth grade. So.
Oh wow! So you get in trouble, and you being a kid, and then Then
I transferred. I went to Beverly Vista.
Okay.
In Beverly Hills, and then a little bit of sixth grade, and then that's when I started filming Mid90's.
Oh wow! So okay, you got it right around that time. So let's get.
That's when I transferred to homeschool.
Okay, you homeschool because you got Mid90's. So when you get that movie. And like you said, because you know who Jonah Hill is, so you lose your mind when you hear Jonah Hill's doing it. When you meet Jonah for the first time, or when you hear you're going to meet him, you get a little nervous then, or you still got the breakdancing swag? Which one have we got?
I had no clue that I was going to meet Jonah.
Okay,
he went to my local skate park.
Really?
Yeah, Mikey Alfred, the co-producer on the film, he was just bringing a bunch of kids that skate, like around Los Angeles. And he knew that I acted because I went in actually for Gus's He Won't Get Far on Foot.
Yeah.
And he saw me at the audition. I got it. So he was like, oh, okay, so he acts. So he actually, Mikey Mikey Alfred. He showed Jonah my Instagram, and Jonah was like, "Oh, we need to go see this kid." So I went to the skate park. I saw Jonah, and Jonah brought Lucas.
Okay.
So, but Jonah also, I think Jonah was also set on casting me because he didn't know that I acted, but he was planning on casting actors and teach them how to skate instead of vice versa. So I think from the start, he kind of was pretty set. And then we just started talking. I told him that I was in The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Right. Yeah, I want to talk about that movie also, but go ahead. So you tell him that you're in it,
so
right?
The Killing of a Sacred Deer, and he actually he knows Yorgos, and so he called Yorgos, and he's like, so how is this kid? And Yorgos was like, the best kid ever. Put in the best word for me.
And there you go. And
there I go. Audition, callback, and then.
So when he explains what the movie is and what's going to be happening to you, because there's a lot of like really mature stuff that your character goes through, man. And it's like, whether you're acting or not, you got to go through this stuff emotionally, and you got to go through these things that are. And again, as a parent, I was watching it. I got 2 kids, so I'm watching it, and I was thinking about your mom, just saying like, as I'm watching this thing too, because you're a very talented actor. We know this too, no problem. But like when you're watching it. And what you need to do, you go through like mature scenes that like people go through. Like I've talked to actors and actresses when they have love scenes. You have a love scene in this movie, and when you do this, it's like you're maturing like that. So is there a conversation and the smoking and the drinking and like the heavy cursing? There's emotional levels you got to get to with the fights, and you're screaming at your mother in the car and at your real mother in the movie. Are there conversations you have with your family about this stuff, about how to approach this, and even with Jonah, to how you're going to approach this?
Well, I think I liked how that's what skating is sometimes.
Yeah.
Everyone with skating, everyone experiences everything a little younger. They mature quicker because when you're in like elementary school, you get an award even if you're last place in running, or you know what I mean. It's you always win, but with skating you learn how to like fail before you succeed, and you fall so much and just land it that one time. And when you're street skating and you're probably like 8, you're just street skating with your friends. You see everything.
Yeah.
You see the world before you're even like before you're even 10.
Sure.
So I think I definitely knew what everything was about.
And
all my friends are older.
Okay.
All my friends are like 16.
So you're related to this story.
Yeah. So I know a lot about it, and then I would also talk to my friends and be like, it's just like literally I'm on the Courthouse Skate Shop. Like that's where Courthouse, and then there's Courthouse Skate Shop.
Right.
And I'm on that. I'm sponsored by that. So we just hang out at the courthouse, and it's almost exactly like that. But I think the more mature scenes probably, Jonah, we definitely talked a lot. I wouldn't really, for my family, I wouldn't really ask for help. There was nothing like too difficult, or it wouldn't be like so emotional or anything like that.
They weren't concerned.
No, definitely not, because it's a movie.
Yeah.
Like if you see someone that kills somebody in a movie, you're not going to hate them.
No, of course not. But what I meant more or less is that because as an actor, because as a talented actor, you got to get to a place where you feel it, and emotionally that can get to you. So that's where I meant where the support was, to where it's like, especially when you're having those scenes, because you come from in this movie, it's a troubled childhood, and there's stuff going on in the house, and like that could affect you, like it could affect your mood when you get home. So that's kind of more or less what I meant with the support, where it comes from the family.
Yeah. I think I could definitely switch apart from me being my character. I remember I would just like, I would film a scene, I'd be in character, and then we're done shooting, and then I'm just back to good old break dancer Sonny.
Back to being Sonny. And so when you the movie wraps now, and it's getting a lot of buzz. You're getting a lot of buzz on it too. Is it well, first of all, did you form friendships with these cats that you were on the set with? How does the relationship continue? How's the relationship with Jonah continue?
We have the best relationship.
Yeah.
We all have the best relationship. We have a group text called Mid90's chat.
Okay.
And we always like we just like send literally just like Instagram videos. Like we all meet up, and then like me, Knock, Olin, Ryder, Gio, we all skate together.
That's great.
We all live in LA. We all are, somewhat close. At least an hour. At most an hour.
So if somebody becomes, there will be a lot of fans of this film, and when there is, somebody should fanboy out because they could be going by a park and actually see you guys all skating together, which should be interesting.
It's crazy.
That's kind of cool.
It's so insane to me. I'm literally like skating on a skate park, and people are just like filming me. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, you're getting used to it though, right? A little bit. It's fun.
It's always new. Yeah. It's always new. If someone even if I'm at a premiere and I like get a photo, I'm like, whoa, this is so sick.
Sure.
But
been super starstruck so far? Who's starstruck you the most since being out here? You can't say Jonah Hill.
James Franco.
James Franco? Okay.
Yeah, so he was at the premiere before the movie came out.
Oh, that's right, dude, because him and Jonah.
Edward Norton too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. So,
and they were together.
Oh, they were.
Yeah, they were together.
Pals,
they were all together. So it was just like,
yeah. Well, so when you do and we talked about it beforehand when we weren't rolling. You had mentioned the Thanos thing. Are you big Marvel guy? Like the Marvel movies, the comic book movies, or?
I'm just a fan of the glove.
Oh, you like the glove?
Okay, you know why? I play Fortnite a lot.
Okay.
And there was a game mode where Fortnite, if you're watching, bro, hey, Epic Games, if you're watching, bring back Thanos game mode. But okay, what it is in the video game, you would have to beat Thanos.
Okay.
And so it was just like the best game mode, and then you'd have to pick up the glove, and you'd become Thanos. So I'm just a big fan of the glove and Thanos, especially in that game mode too.
So you're a gamer, you're a skater, you're a dancer, you're an actor.
I Twitch stream.
And you Twitch stream.
I Twitch stream.
What about so what do you Twitch? So that playing games, obviously, but what about movies? Are you which because you said when you're a kid you're watching Shining and you're watching the 80s movies. What are some of your movies that you respond to now?
I like older films.
What was the last one that you saw that you really liked?
Good Will Hunting.
Oh wow, is that the first time you ever saw it?
Yeah.
Great movie.
And I'm so upset that I haven't seen it like before.
Trust me, you got a lot of time. I was my daughter. I've been showing a lot. She's 7, so I've been showing her The Goonies, showed her Neverending Story.
It's better to watch. It's better to watch older films.
Yeah.
And then get into newer films. I love Groundhog's Day.
Your parents are doing it right. I'll tell you what. Your mom's doing it right.
My mom's doing it right.
Your mom's doing it right because
she knows.
That's the one she's showing.
Oh, also, this is on Casino.
You watched Casino already too?
Goodfellas.
Wow. You guys are watching Goodfellas in the movie.
I'm gonna watch what's it called? Bronx Tale. I don't know why I haven't watched it yet.
But The Godfather.
I've been wanting to. Oh yeah. Okay. Godfather. That I want to really watch it.
Yeah.
Like I can't watch it on the plane. I can't watch.
No, you gotta lock in.
Like I gotta lock in.
Yeah, man.
I gotta be on my solo shit.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta watch that. I mean, you're doing it right. I'm impressed with you. I like where you're going with your film knowledge, and you got to see some of the old schools. Then when you get a chance, you watch Kubrick. You got to watch some Kubrick movie. Look, this is what you want to do, right? You want to be actor for the foreseeable future. This is where you want to go.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a good, stable, long career.
Listen, man.
It doesn't involve getting. Oh, actually, maybe stunts because I'm trying to do some crazy airplane jumping out of an airplane onto. Some crazy.
You want to do Tom Cruise style?
Yeah, I'm trying to do Tom Cruise style.
I like
Jackie Chan, Tom Cruise style.
Wow. Yeah. You're a maniac. I love it. That's good, man. So there's what's next? What are you working on next? You got something coming up that you can talk about, or you can't talk about?
Just a lot. I mean, okay, so a lot of auditions have been piling up.
Okay.
Because
I'm sure this has helped tremendously. Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to do a lot of this touring. I don't want to. There's a lot. It's just like consistently like, oh, okay, there's gonna be this today and then this today. But I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
Because every time I do an interview, I realize actually what the interviews are for. Usually I would think about like, oh, me repeating the same answers.
Yeah.
Just to promote it, but I really think like, I would always think about my responses more than actually me being genuine and what's coming from the heart.
Right.
Like actually though, because I think it comes out better and more natural when it is more genuine and what I'm actually like if I'm thinking what I'm saying.
When it's you and not supposed to what you think people want to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's when it comes out best.
I got that from this interview so far. I mean, we're just talking, and it seems like everything.
Oh, no, this was all scripted.
This is it.
This is all scripted.
We
Yeah.
literally wrote the whole damn thing before you came in here.
You guys, the script was so well. I mean,
was good.
it's
Thank
crazy
you.
that
I
you wrote
did.
in such a short period of time.
I appreciate that. I got skills. That's why they pay me nothing. So listen, man, it was a pleasure to talk to you here today.
It really was.
The movie, it was a pleasure. Mid90's, and it is out now. They can see it.
Yeah.
Go and check. Listen, guys, I'm telling you, seriously, check this movie out because I was interested in it beforehand. Then I heard Sonny was coming in, and I was interested even more. I was a big Jonah Hill fan, and for his directorial debut, for its featured directorial debut, right? Isn't it? I believe so. I'm pretty sure it's directorial debut. So he was.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
We both did it. And he does it well, and he definitely speaks to my generation for sure, and I think he speaks to a whole new generation inside it, and he does it through Sonny here too. So check out the movie. It's Mid90's. Thanks for joining me, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you. This was fun.
Good. I'm glad.
This was fun.
You come back because I feel that we're going to be hearing a lot of you. So you come back and you remember this. We had you in early. So when you're out there, when you're out to the big leagues, you come see Collider first.
Okay.
All right, guys.
I'll come to Collider.
Please do. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you check it out, Mid90's, and subscribe here too. If you go to Apple Podcasts, you download it. Download Apple Podcasts, rate it. Go on over to YouTube, leave a comment, and we will see you next week. That was it. That was the interview. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're joining us for the first time on Collider Video, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, do all that stuff. And remember, this is also on iTunes. If you're listening to iTunes right now, pull over and then rate it. Subscribe it. Do all that stuff. Hit pause on the treadmill for a second and let us know what you think about these shows, and we will continue to make more of them. You can find all your favorite shows from Collider on iTunes on the Collider Podcast Network. Thank you very much. See you next time.